No. Do the nails. Can't you do it to each other? Yeah. Do it to each other on the mic.
No,
yeah,
like
it doesn't
this.
sound. Oh.
Yeah. There you go. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ayo Chill podcast. It is great to have y'all here today. Today I have two very special guests. One I've known for a long time. One that has been like
You've
around,
known. Yeah, for a long time.
But if y'all just want to introduce yourselves, starting with this lovely girl over here.
Hey everyone, I'm Tuana. A very good friend of Luis's for a very long time, so I'm very happy to be here today with him.
And how about you, y'all?
Annalisse, Tuana's best friend. Very good friend of Luis's by association from Tuana.
Saw you on the other side of the center. I mean, everybody knows like who listens. Like I've been working at Cinnabon and I saw you there for a bit. You actually said you worked. Do you still work at the mall?
Unfortunately, I do.
Where do you work?
I work at Journeys now.
Oh,
Used to
damn.
work at PacSun.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get fired if you say anything here. But
I hope not. I mean,
corporate's crazy. Actually, I think there was didn't someone get fired at Cinna for a TikTok or something?
No
we don't have
way.
to go into that, but
No.
I mean,
at your Senate.
Yeah.
yeah, a whole bunch of people
Wait
getting
a
fired
minute.
for a whole bunch of stuff.
No, yeah, lately I've heard actually a lot about that stuff.
I didn't know it was that serious, but
People take it way too seriously.
So what do y'all study?
I study nursing. I'm going to be a nurse.
Nice.
Very exciting. Start my clinicals in August.
Oh, yo, this is crazy. I have so many friends who are nurses. Like they talk about their clinicals. I know y'all study like crazy. Y'all have a lot of things. I respect that. I honestly respect
Very
the whole,
stressful.
like, nursing
Very
thing.
stressful. But I'm actually very excited.
Where do you go?
I go to Caldwell.
Caldwell. Oh. Oh, snap. We're gonna talk after.
Yeah, of course.
We're gonna talk
Of
after.
course. Of course.
Ah.
Of course.
That's crazy. Okay, I'm not even gonna say that because
Of
I'm
course.
gonna cancel myself. Anyway,
No.
how about you, T?
I'm a sociology major. So, I'm very up to date with current events, social justice, all that, which is something that's actually going on right now. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on right now. I mean, it's kind of, I almost feel like it's a little bit settled right now. Like it's almost wearing like a chill zone, not necessarily chill zone, but there's like points where like, you feel like everything's really crazy, like in the height of BLM, like and everything.
Yeah.
But like there's no like riots going on right now.
Right.
But it's weird because you get into this weird desensitization area where like
Yeah.
I feel like our generation is very just keen to getting to every time. It's almost like something big happens like every month. And then like towards the end of the month or like you give whatever event it is like a
Right.
month and it's like we're back to normal.
Yeah.
Like when I mean during the 2020 like there weren't like a lot of shootings. Everybody was quarantined, schools weren't like, in there anymore, colleges weren't on campus, people weren't like stores were weird. Like there was security at stores, but it wasn't even security like for safety. It was like
Right.
security to like, nurses first.
It was
like,
crazy.
It
Yeah,
was
exactly.
crazy. But now that, I think I forget the statistics, but I think we're on track to be another world record of school shootings in general in the United States. Like
I
right off
believe
the
it.
bat 2021. And that's insane. Like I can't even it hurts. And it hurts so much because when it first came back, when like I started hearing about shootings again, because do y'all remember like the first big shooting this
I remember,
year?
yeah. It was actually a very big thing.
Well, do you
They were
remember like what
talking
it
about
was? Like which shooting it was? Because I can't remember. Because there was like a couple of big ones this year. There was I forget when did I was watching a video the other day. I don't know if it was Parkland, but it was that guy who pretended to be like a psycho. Like I don't know, like he was like this teenager. He brought like a AK or not an AK. He brought like an AR-15 or something to school, and he had like a whole bunch of mental problems. He got away, but then they found him like a couple blocks later. And then there's videos online of his like his briefing. So like the prosecutor's in there and he's just like interviewing him and he's trying to act like, like he's trying to get away like from the death penalty by being what do you call it? Like he wants to be considered mentally insane.
Yeah, see.
So he could get away with it.
But see, like, I've noticed that if it's like, well, most shooters are white. We're not going to deny that. They avoid jail time on the basis that they're mentally ill. But see, if it was like with all the BLM stuff going on, if that was a black person, it would be a completely different story.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays, a lot of people like seek mental illness as an excuse because I see that people are looking at it as a lot more acceptable nowadays than in the past. So everyone's just trying to make it an excuse, especially for like what you were talking about.
Yeah, it's weird. How like I think I talked about this on the podcast that I recorded earlier this week, but the girl who recorded the video of George Floyd just won a Pulitzer Prize. Which was kind of weird. Like, I'm not saying like she actually, let me see if I could pull it up here because it's actually really interesting. She won a Pulitzer Prize, and the reason she won a Pulitzer Prize and why they explained it was because if it wasn't for her video, like this whole giant movement probably wouldn't have happened the way it did. You know, it could have easily become one of those events that literally just go down. Like, you know, like what was the name of the guy who got shot while he was running? It was like 3 white guys in a pickup truck shot him.
I know I remember that one. It was like right after that too.
Ahmaud Arbery,
Something like that, yes.
Yeah, he like his kind of like came and went, you know, like it was a big deal, you know, everybody was like, you know, like rest in peace Ahmaud and all this stuff, and then you know a month later it wasn't like a big deal.
Not even a month, yeah.
But when George Floyd happened, that took a huge shift, like, you know, like everybody, it was all over. It was on like national news. It was like the president was talking about it. No shouts out to Donald Trump. Fuck him.
You know what I think happened though? I think people just reached their breaking point. They're like, we've had enough of this. Like, we can't keep going on like this.
Especially we were in the middle of a pandemic and everything was just going on. And I feel like that was just like
we're already going through this hardship. We're quarantining. We're dealing with a pandemic, a really bad one at that. And people just are like, we've had enough. That's why it just sparked this outrage. And actually, I talked about this last semester with like my professor, because I was in a race relations class. She was like, after this, like really like it just sparked everything. Like that was the turning point.
That was the last straw.
It
was the last straw. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird too because I feel like that video. Well, like I said, I don't even know why they give out Pulitzer Prizes. Let me look up what you need to do to win a Pulitzer Prize, because I've heard Pulitzer Prizes all the time, and it's like, so you get a Pulitzer Prize in journalism, are awarded in 15 categories. Entries may be made by any individual based on material coming from a United States newspaper, magazine, news site that publishes regularly during the calendar year. Well, she doesn't publish regularly, but I guess they gave it to her because of journalism,
I guess,
right?
yeah.
But she was saying in the interview, and I can't find it, but she was saying, she's like, I don't even feel like I deserve this. She's like, I still have nightmares. I still have panic attacks upon this. And it sucks because with Ahmaud, there was no real like there was a video, but it wasn't like concise, which is I don't feel that way about it. Like I feel you see the video and you're like, yeah, this is a murder, you know? But it wasn't, I hate to say it wasn't good enough to be crazy outraged about. It should be.
It should, yeah.
It should be, but it just wasn't. And seeing George Floyd and oh man, just thinking about the video is like fucked, because you know he was literally screaming, like he was like begging for his mother, you know, like
I actually cried so many times watching that video.
So sad. It was heartbreaking.
I couldn't get through it the first time.
Yeah,
I couldn't get through it the first time.
It was really difficult.
The set, like after and you know it's crazy. I was talking about, I like to say a lot, I think it's important for people to recognize tragedy, you know. I feel like our generations, you know, we're not too far apart in age. We need to know how it is to see this pain and recognize it, you know, because we become so desensitized to it. You know, we talk about shootings, right, all the time. But like, have you seen videos of the shootings? Like, have you like sat down and gone through each one and felt a person's pain on it? It's very difficult. It's very difficult. And don't be afraid to like just stop me whenever, like if you have anything to say on the stuff too, because like if you took, so how was your race relations class like what was that like all about? Like,
oh my god, that class was so amazing. I actually sent an email to my professor like thanking her. Like I was so grateful for that class because we read this one book. It's called Stamped, and I definitely recommend anyone to read that book because I learned more from that.
What is it about?
My previous years of education. It's basically a timeline of the U.S. history, but I don't remember the exact timeline, but it went all the way up to Obama. The chapters are like 1 page long, but the amount of information in them is ridiculous. Starts with slavery all the way to Barack Obama, talks about Ronald Reagan, all the tactics they use that were meant to put Black people under, like, down and put them in the lower, the bottom tier of the, what do you call it? The social pyramid, I'm going to say. Pyramid. Yeah, but that book was amazing. We read that. Definitely learned a lot from that class. We talked about George Floyd. We watched so many videos. We talked about genocide as well.
Wow.
Definitely enlightened after that class. I do recommend everyone to read Stamp, though, if you want to become enlightened. And
how did you feel, Annalisse, when you first heard about the George Floyd stuff? Because y'all, I know y'all went to the march, like, that they had, like, in, you know, your own town.
In our town, yeah. I actually still have the poster to this. We went with two of our other friends. It was me, Tuana, and our other friend, and we actually made a poster. And I think me and Tuana were talking about it, that we were going to try to, like, keep that poster for, like, as long as we could, because even in the moment it didn't feel like something big, but when we look back on it and when you, like, think about everything that was going on, I'm actually very, I'm proud of us that we went to it, and what we did. Like I said, it feels like something small, but we did stand for something that was right. So it did feel very good. And going to the protest, I feel like it did. I mean, obviously things are still going on to this day, but I feel like our voices were definitely heard.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I had a girl on, her name was Melissa. I name drop people who have been on the podcast because I assume they don't care. But we actually interviewed her because she had a video on Twitter that went viral. And she was driving through Totowa.
I know exactly which video you're talking about.
Yeah. I had her on a podcast for that because I thought it would be dope as hell to talk to her. She was driving through Totowa, and I think she was playing, like, Fuck Donald Trump on her speakers and stuff. And then all these people came around, and they started, like, I don't want to say harassing her because it's weird. It's very weird. Whenever I talk about the subject, I'm not afraid to say my opinions on stuff, and I'm very open about it. But being a host and having people who listen to the show and knowing that there's going to be every type of person, like, you know, usually when you have something like this, you know, a platform, you know, you try to, like, you know, make it to the people, you know, you like, people you would surround yourself with, right? But I don't necessarily think about it like that. I want to be talking to the Republicans too. I want to be talking to the racists too. I want to be talking to the white people who are uneducated, you know what I mean? I also want to be talking to my own people who are uneducated, Latinos who are uneducated. And when I was talking to her, it sucked because, like, in that episode, I kind of played devil's advocate a little bit because we were actually talking about what's the difference between all lives matter and then Black Lives Matter. And, like, up until this point, I feel like I've looked into it very well enough because before, I actually didn't like Black Lives Matter.
Really?
I didn't like the saying. I didn't like the saying. Not that I didn't like it because it was just Black lives, because I didn't know what all lives matter was, like, meaning. So I was just like, why not just say all lives matter? Like, you look at it black and white, it looks like that's a terrible that's a terrible analogy for what we're talking about. But if you look at it, you know, just as what it is, like, it's like, yeah, all lives do matter. You know what I mean? Like, including Black lives, you know, because then I was thinking too, like, I'm Latino. I'm another separate minority that's not divided by race, you know, like, Latino's not a race, you know, it's its own kind of, like, side thing, you know. So I was just thinking, like, yeah, all lives matter. Why isn't that a good thing? And it's actually funny, the thing I have posted up on Instagram during that time, I ended it originally with all lives matter, right? And whenever I write something that I know is going to go public, I take my time with it. I let it sit for like 3 days, 4 days. Maybe I'll send it to 1 or 2 people just to proofread it. And I'll be like, this is the feeling I'm trying to get from it. I'm not trying to tell them what I'm trying to get from it. I let them read it. I'm like, how you feel about it, you know? And then I'll kind of go through it. And then this one girl I sent it to, she was like, why do you have all lives matter at the end? And I was just like, well, all lives matter, right? And then she's like, that's not what it means. And I was like, what do you mean? And then, because Black Lives Matter is supposed to be more like, well, do you have a before I go on about it, do you know, like, the background behind Black Lives, why we say Black Lives Matter over all lives matter?
Well, in the moment, it was Black lives that needed our help. So that's what Black Lives Matter is. Like, we're not saying that all lives don't matter. It's whoever needs help in that moment. For instance, in Palestine right now, Palestinian lives matter.
Right.
It's whoever needs help in that moment.
we're not saying it to have anyone be on top or above anybody else, but it's just what's going on in the world. I feel like what you were saying before, I feel like that's why nowadays, especially in this generation, everyone has to be educated in order to speak on something.
Exactly.
For example, you were saying you didn't know about it and then you got educated and then that's how you feel about it now, which I feel like a lot of people don't really educate themselves enough before they speak on a topic, which I think that's what leads to a lot of things that goes on.
Yeah, it's difficult because it's like, it's hard to get into this too, because I feel like cancel culture is such a big predominant thing that if you say something wrong, cancel culture is less of, I want to help educate you so you don't make this mistake again, but it's more like, I don't want you to have a life anymore after this.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a big problem too, because in my eyes, I feel like all of us, even the racists, you know, like have a chance to flip, you know, turn a new leaf, I think it's called, like whatever the analogy, turn a new leaf and actually become better people. You know, I think everybody makes mistakes, and even people who are older, and it's the older generations too. Like we have our own problems in like the Latino community, which like the older generations, they're racists, you know, or they don't care about mental health. I was just talking about this on a podcast the other day, how Latinos, they're like, even my parents, like when I used to have panic attacks, when I used to cry and, you know, all this anxiety, they'd literally be like, we grew in a slum with no house. She's like, I had no clothes, like, you know, all this stuff.
I know that
She's
one.
Like, and, you know, you see all the memes, like, you know, it's usually like, you know, Latinos where they're just like, my parents said they had to like go over a bridge, cross a river, climb a mountain just to get to school.
Right, to go to
Literally
school.
my parents, bro.
It's
Literally
like
my
the
parents.
same thing with every parent.
Yeah.
It
And
is.
and then my dad's like, I did it barefoot. And I was like, Jesus. Dirty toes, bro.
They
Ew.
like just try to excuse your struggles because they had it
Exactly.
worse. Like I don't like people like that.
Yeah.
Like we all got it bad.
Yeah.
Come on.
But then at some points though, it's like, you know, I'm like complaining, but then like I have Yeezys on my feet,
And you're
then I'm just
grateful.
like,
Exactly.
I'm just like, damn, I was
Yeah.
like, it's hard to walk in these shoes, shit, you know.
Gotta break them in first.
So
Right.
let's lighten the mood a little bit, because that was tight. But do you have any final thoughts on that, any of you? Or even if you want to keep talking about it, you know, like that's really just
Not really.
because you probably had a lot in your classes that you talk. What was the biggest thing you learned from your class?
The biggest thing I learned. Oh, actually, we watched a Michelle Alexander TED Talk, and
Who's Michelle Alexander?
she was in this documentary. I forgot the name of the documentary, but you could search it up after. Like if I'll remind you. But basically, she had a TED Talk about mass incarceration, and she said something that actually like blew my mind. She said that mass incarceration is the new Jim Crow, and I have never thought about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like, cause you know, like once you leave jail, you can't vote, it's hard to get a job, like you don't have money, like it's basically a legal way to discriminate against minorities. And I was like, wow, like I never thought of this.
Well, just because a majority of people who are in jail are minorities. You know, there's white people in jail too, but the majority of people who are in jail are minorities.
Of course, she went over that too. Like she said that the U.S. population contains like 50% minorities when there's only 25% in like the US or something like that, like something along those lines. But this is why I'm so grateful to be like learning about this, like that sociology is my major, because I'm educated enough on these topics to know right from wrong. It's like really something to be grateful for. And
you know what? It's crazy too, because sometimes I don't even necessarily think that you need to be educated to know right from wrong. But in this day and age, if you're going to defend something, you better know how to.
Know right from wrong.
You have to know how to defend yourself.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Why you believe in what you believe. You know, because I don't like, nothing pisses me off more than whether it's Democrat, Republican, black or white, talking to somebody and being like, hey, like, or they'll be like, oh yeah, I believe in this. I was like, oh word, and like, you know why? And they're like, oh, because.
Yeah,
or like
I was gonna say that. Yeah, I feel like there's
Yeah.
a difference between being uneducated and choosing not to educate yourself on the topics that you support. I guess that's what you can say. But there is a difference, and I, like you just said, this day and age, I feel like it's very important to be educated.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll leave that topic there. You know, this doesn't have to be the last time we do a podcast either, y'all, because we can really come back and like talk about anything. But I did want to talk about this COVID vaccine, bro. I need to talk about this, yo, because I just got mine. And I believe you asked me. You were like, "Oh, how was the second shot?"
Right.
I think it's in everybody's mind. I think everybody's bugging. Not necessarily like everybody. So I don't know if y'all know. And I keep bringing up stuff I talk on past podcasts, but I don't care, bro, because I think it's important for people to know. Biden came out and he was like, we need to reinvestigate like where this virus came from in China, right? And I'm not saying, conspiracy is true, but long story short, the French had an agreement with the Chinese to work on this laboratory together in Wuhan. Something happened in the laboratory and the Chinese told the French, they're like, get out. And then the French were like, bro, what the hell? They left. It was just the Chinese in there. Investigations go on. Then they found out that there's bats in that laboratory, right? COVID originated from bats, supposedly, right? So on top of it, more things are coming out where they're investigating the DNA or like, like whatever the strands of like the chromosomes or whatever, however a virus works, right? And then it's just like, this looks sketchy, bro. This looks like it was like made in a lab or something. And like China doesn't want to give, like the whole international community is like investigating, but you don't see it on a bunch of like news stuff. Like right now, I feel like I'm like Alex Jones, like, cause like, I'm just like, I think it's mad interesting, but I see the vaccine less as a vaccine and it's more of like an antidote. That's how I think of it. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Yeah, because if you think about it too, the vaccine is a brand new form of vaccine that we just had for the first time a real pandemic.
Actually, no. Apparently, the SARS. There's like, what is it, Annalisse?
Yeah, so I heard about that too.
It's been around for a while. Like this specific strain hasn't been around. Yeah. This is new, the COVID-19. But SARS
they used it from
has been around. They used
Well, are you talking about the actual virus? Because the virus, yes, but I'm saying the way we are used, like the way we use the vaccine to treat it. So like there's the actual vaccine itself.
You talking about how like they treat it with the mRNA?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Because mRNA is a new, like, apparently it's like a new way to make vaccines. And usually to make a real vaccine, or like how we did it before, it takes like 3 years. To be like, whoa, like this actually works. And we did this after, like, we did this in like less than a year almost, basically. Yeah. And we're giving people vaccines. And that's crazy to me. And on top of it, it's brand new. All these scientists are just like, yo, you're cool with it. And like, I went to go get the vaccine. You wait a month. So I got my first shot a month and a half ago, probably. First shot, didn't feel anything, no symptoms at all. It just hurt my arm.
Yeah, your arm was sore.
Nurses, bro, like, yo, you gotta chill with that stuff, yo. You gotta chill, yo. If you're putting vaccines in people, don't put it so deep, because she literally just like on my arm, bro. Yeah,
mine
bro.
was so gentle. You have to get the right one. You see?
No, bro. She was like, so how old are you? And I was like, oh, I'm like, damn. I was like, she's like, okay, you're fine. She's just waiting in the 15-minute area, and I was like, all right. So I'm sitting in the 15-minute area, nothing happens. I go home first day, I was chilling. And my boy was like, yo, take the massage gun and just, put it on your arm. And I was like, you're bugging. Right. Try to go to gym next day, I couldn't even lift up my left arm.
It's that bad?
It hurt. Like it just made my arm sore. You know what I mean? But it literally is, it makes it sore for like 2 days. Like I'm a baby about stuff that's annoying. You know, it wasn't even painful. It's just annoying. You know, like I'd rather it be painful rather than annoying. I don't even know if that's true. But I don't know. It was just like weird because I couldn't like lift my like arm because it just like hurt. You know, so I was just like, screw that. The second shot though.
The second shot knocked me on my ass.
Yeah,
it did.
So you did end up getting your vaccine.
Yes, I did.
Which one did you get?
I got Moderna.
What'd you get? You got Pfizer?
No, I got Moderna too.
I thought she was about to say you got Johnson and Johnson.
No. You see, no, that's a whole different breed. I feel like there's a difference between vaccines and then Johnson and Johnson. Yeah. That's just something different.
Yeah, nah, it's. See, the thing is, whenever I tell people I get Moderna, bro, they give me the dirtiest looks, bro. They're like, yeah, because apparently, okay, it goes Pfizer.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I agree. No, it doesn't.
You didn't even get it.
No,
my parents both got Pfizer. My whole family got Pfizer.
Well, no.
Pfizer family.
My parents and my grandma, they actually all got Pfizer, but when my dad was making the appointments, they didn't tell you I mean, it was only Pfizer and Moderna. There was no Johnson & Johnson where I went.
I would hope
so.
not.
No, thank God. I wouldn't have gone either way. But when he made the appointments, it didn't tell you until after. So I think I was like talking about it before, but when I think I got my first dose in, had to be like 2 months ago. I think I got my second, no, it was in April. I got my first dose in April. And back then, I guess it was just harder to find appointments. So it was literally 3 a.m. and the site opened up. I got it at CVS and every
Oh,
time.
CVS?
Mm-hmm.
That's like a ghetto place to get you.
No, you know,
Leave her
right? Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
I'm gonna call out. Nah.
Where'd you go?
Mine as well might just be the trenches.
Probably
yo.
went to
No,
ShopRite.
Probably went in the back.
I
Maybe
went
quick
to the
check.
old Models that shut down.
Oh my
and
God,
they turned
that's
into
the
like a-
worst of them
It
all.
literally looks like a warehouse.
Chill,
There's
you
nothing.
talk.
Chill. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
It was just weird. I know I could get.
No
it at
wonder it
ShopRite.
hurt. No, I don't
I'm
think
not
they
gonna
did the
lie, like,
vaccine. Mine
Yeah.
was
Probably
nice.
not. I don't
Mine was
know.
nice.
This is supposed to be like refrigerated or something because I feel like
What?
I felt like it was like fake, bro. Like I felt like they gave me some fake shit.
Yeah,
to be
you said you went
honest.
to the back of Models, the
Yeah,
old
the
Models. So
old
I
Models.
think,
That's
I
yeah.
mean,
worst.
they made it look nice. They put little banners.
They tried.
Up, you know,
They
gave me a
tried.
sticker. It was like I got
Oh.
vaccinated or whatever. Yeah, it was a nice sticker. Did they give you a sticker?
They
at
tried to make
CVS?
up for that. Yeah, I don't think I got a sticker.
yeah.
I just got a little. Did you get a card? I hope you got a card.
I got like a whole pamphlet.
What?
I actually got like a manila folder, you know what I mean? Not even like I got a whole manila and had directions and it was like aftercare
Really?
stuff. Yeah, bro. I
Oh,
felt like I
after
went to, like,
the
a whole
second
doctor.
one. Well, after the first, I don't even remember, but all I remember is the second one knocked me on my ass. The first one, my arm was sore, but then actually for the second one, the day I got my second dose, I made sure I moved my arm the whole day, and the day after, my arm wasn't sore. So if I did that with the first one,
Maybe that's
Try
what I
that,
should've
Tuana,
done,
yeah.
'cause the second one. Well, actually, let me say this about the first one. When I went online, because in the CVS, like, how was it? Was there like a huge line and stuff?
no,
or
mine
was
went.
it-
So my appointment was at like 11. I got there at like 15 minutes early. I was out of there by 11. It was actually really quick. No, they did it really well. Yeah,
It was like the person cool and stuff. Like,
yeah, super. It was so quick. She was sweet though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't go
they-
to Models. Don't go to the back.
I mean, they're
old
all
Models.
right. There was like a whole bunch of cops there. Like, a whole bunch of cops.
They're always
And they're,
there.
like- they're,
Every
like,
time we
telling
pass
you-
by, we're like, what is this
Yeah,
sus?
like-
Just the
sketchy
vaccines,
place?
no problem.
You go in, there's like a little line, and then there's like a desk full of like volunteers, I guess. And then they're just like, okay, send this. Do you have your proof that you have your, like, you know, you're supposed to make an appointment? So I made the appointment. And then you're walking on this line, and it's like they have these little like cubicles, I guess, like makeshift cubicles. Excuse me. And like they're just pulling people from the front of the line to each cubicle, or they'll send like there's some like 2 chairs per each cubicle, so they'll be like, oh yeah, that one's cool, like just, you know, go to that one. And then some girl just left. I'm in the middle of the line, and this is for my first shot, and some like lady just comes out, and then she just looks at me, and she's like looking around, she's like
Ooh.
come here, and I was like, shit, all right. And I was like, I'm trying to leave, y'all. I don't want to be here. I go there. She's like looking around. She's like, and then she takes it like, I guess they have it in these little like glass, you know, little bottles or whatever. And like, I'm thinking like these things are supposed to be refrigerated or whatever, right? And they're like not, you know what I mean? Like she has all these needles out. You feel me? Like, and it's not like dirty, but it just looks messy. You feel me? So I'm just like, damn, is this it, yo? Is this what's gonna save humanity? Like, I don't feel
your
safe
last
at
day.
all, yo. Like, I was just like, and she was actually being like kind of flirty. She was older. She was like, oh shit, oh, how old are you? And I was like,
Ooh,
She's like, oh.
she's
She's
into
like,
the younger
yeah,
boys.
I don't know, bro. But I was
She
just
likes the
like,
vaccinated.
Bro, I was just like, yo, I'm trying to get vaccinated. I'm trying to get out of here.
just trying
you
to
feel me?
leave.
Like, I'm just trying to leave. And then she gave me my shot. That shit hurt. And then it was just really weird. And I remember people looking at me dirty as hell because she just chose me out of everybody. She's like, you, come here. And I was just like, all right, fuck it. And then like, other people waiting in line. They're like, I'm trying to get my fucking vaccine. And I'm just like, chill. The second one was actually mad easy. There was an older lady. She was an older nurse. She was so sweet. She was actually really sweet.
Yeah.
But she stuck it in really like deep too. So then I was talking to her for a bit. Again, I don't know anything about the vaccines or how they're supposed to work. But again, it just looked very messy. You feel me? Like it just looked like everything was out. But she had Sesame Street like Band-Aids.
Band-Aids.
And I was like, yo, those right there, I need those. And she's like, of course for you and stuff like that. And I was just trying to be funny, bro. I was like, yo, you got a lollipop too? Because when I was little, I always asked. Whenever I got shots when I was little, I always asked for that. I was a beast for that. And I
You still
always
ask
got
for
that.
lollipops?
You probably
yo.
did. She probably got her one
Yeah.
too.
Nah,
I get them sometimes too. No shame.
She didn't have any lollipops, but she did have the Band-Aid.
The Band-Aids made
And I
up for
looked
the lollipops.
Fresh. I looked fresh, bro.
With your
Walking
that
out there-
yellow
Street
Sesame
fan.
Street.
Yeah, bro. I looked
Big
I
Bird.
looked so fresh, bro. Coming out of there, I was like,
Oh.
I was just like that, leaving there, bro. I went in the 15-minute, bro, and it was funny. I didn't even want to wait in the 15-minute area.
Oh, they set up a timer for me. Beep,
Oh,
beep, beep, beep.
really?
Yeah, they did.
Wait, what is the
Very
15-minute
efficient.
area? Like,
See
what
if you
is
have
it?
like a reaction. So they
Oh.
watch you for like a few minutes. But they did, I don't know about you, but they asked if I had any like allergies, if I've ever had any reactions to past like
Oh,
shots
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
vaccines too.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
have it. I'm not allergic to anything, I think.
Me either. Thank God.
Me either.
Really?
Yeah, you are.
Oh,
No, I'm not. I don't have allergies. I think she got me mixed up with her other friend.
Yo,
so
here she goes. Here she goes.
Yo, that's gonna be wild.
Here she goes.
So, but yeah, the second vaccine, I waited in that 15-minute area. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I felt bad because there was some guy. You could tell they're volunteers, so you can't be dick to volunteers. Sometimes I'll be dick to workers if they're being like, like wild.
No, that's not nice either.
No, if they're being wild, like Tuna. You're telling me
not Tuna.
You sound like the customer.
Listen, you've never been like so mean to a customer before.
Oh, I have.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Back, and then you would come running back to me and be like,
oh my God, I would always complain to him too.
And
Sounds
like,
accurate.
Well, what did you do? He's like, he wanted this, and so I just threw it at him. And I'm just like,
and then she's the one that gets mad. You see, I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
My fault. They don't know how to order. And I'm just like, the customer's always right? It's like, that's not my problem. That's literally not my problem. That's your job, though. That's your job, though.
And you kept her there? You kept her there?
Yeah, bro. I'm the one who got her hired, bro.
I make 4 years in September, by the way.
You make
Damn.
4 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
You need the prize.
Isn't that crazy?
You make 4 years?
4 years.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm the dinosaur. Jesus Christ.
I started right when I turned 16.
We
too,
both,
so.
we started at the same age. Well, she's a little younger than me. But we both started at the same age at Willowbrook, and we've been there ever since. I think it's like the curse.
I don't know what it is. It's just
No,
we
you get
hate
sucked
it, but
in.
it's so hard to separate from there.
Yeah, when I
It's
left
hard to leave.
PacSun, it was
It's
so
hard to leave
hard.
the mall. It's hard. Like when I left Senna, bro, like I was heartbroken. Actually, my last day, I broke down crying as soon as I got to my house. I started bawling out. I mean, like there was a whole bunch of reasons like with that, because like my mom too and everything.
Yeah.
But like I was distraught because it was just like it's like a whole new chapter. Especially when you leave the mall. Like the mall is like,
I'm
it's
telling
got
you, you
its
get sucked in.
characters,
You
know?
do.
Yeah.
It has its culture. And even I went to go buy a shirt the other day at the mall because I was going to some like get together, but I had to buy like a nice black shirt, whatever, So and this guy who used to come for coffees every day at Cinnabon in the morning, he was the guy attending me. And I was like, oh my God, hey, what's up, dude? And he's like, oye, que lo que primo? And I was like, yo, what's good, bro? He was like, you remember me? And then he's like, la máscara. And I was like, oh, okay. And I lifted it down and he's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, can I get that discount? And he's like, no puedo, señor, no puedo. And I was like, damn. I was like, I wish I still was serving him coffee. And I would charge him double.
Yeah. It's like you just make friends like with everyone when you work at the mall. You're at the center of everything. It's like these like mall employees come up and their orders by heart. It's like you don't even realize. It's like unconsciously you do
I miss
it.
the old people at the mall. Yo, we had the sweetest old people. Like just
There's
in the
some
morning.
sweet ones, yeah.
Do you
Some.
have
There's
any of
some.
them? Is Danny still around?
I don't even know who
I
that
named
is.
dropped an old guy, but
I don't know
Fire her.
any of their names.
Fire her. And she's the one talking about we meet nice people.
Yeah.
I'm like talking about like mall employees and stuff like that. I don't
No, yeah. Especially like the plate. Well, you work in a food court, but like the stores around, like you meet like friends. Everyone who walks by, everybody.
Yeah.
Always say hi. It's nice.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
Oh, the free food, the best part.
There she goes.
That's the best
There
part.
she goes.
Yo, you better not be like eating all that stuff, bro. Yo, I used to keep her away from stuff because she
She comes
my
home with the
God.
icing in her nails.
Bro. Yo, actually, we have to end the podcast early today. I forgot, like, I had something completely different to do. Icing in your nails, bro? Yo, she just called you out. Yo,
listen,
she just called you out.
Listen, you don't know Annalisse as well as I do, so that's her sarcasm.
My sarcasm, yeah.
I believe her.
She's
though.
right. She's right.
Yo, cause she used to go like behind the counter, yo.
I believe
Oh my
it.
God,
I've
you're
seen it.
Ice cream, bro.
I
Just
know.
Ice cream, and I would take it from her hand, and I'd just be like, "Yo, chill."
Oh
and
my
I'd
God,
throw
he
it in
would
the
throw
garbage.
it. I would get
Yeah,
so
she
mad.
would get pissed, but then like,
Oh my
but
gosh.
then she's doing all these like it'll literally be her fifth cup. You know what I mean? I wouldn't
Oh,
get like that.
I believe it. I
wouldn't get
believe
like
it.
that. I wouldn't get like.
I
all right,
believe it.
And I'm gassing it right now because I'm making it sound like it's like the big cups, which sometimes they would be.
On her certain
Sometimes they
days.
would
I
be.
believe it.
But like we had these little 1 ounce sample cups, right? The ones we actually put the frosting in, right?
Yeah.
And we would actually use those to like, like serve ourselves ice cream. You want a little treat, it's a stressful job.
little
sometimes,
treat.
Yeah. And it's like you have a little treat one time, right? If you have a
Tuana,
little
not
treat
just
like
one time.
6-8 times, it's not a little treat.
It's not.
anymore.
It's a meal.
Yeah, it's a whole meal. So she'd be wilding with that. And then caramel on top, whipped cream. And I'm just
The
like,
Oreos.
she's making a whole sundae in this little cup.
I believe it.
What can I
5 of
say?
them,
I have
bro.
good taste.
Wild. And she's like, I had the
Right.
vanilla. I wonder how the chocolate tastes. You know what I mean? Like all these excuses. And then she tried the chocolate, tried the vanilla, and she's like, I want it to taste different with caramel on top and whipped cream on top if, we do the twist. And I'm like, it tastes exactly how you think it tastes. And she's like, yeah, but I have to taste it.
I'm glad it's not just us when we go out. She's like that at work too, so it makes it a little better.
So
God.
we actually got here from me saying the guy at the COVID place, he was so nice, but he was very serious. So he was like, it's 15 minutes. You have to wait over there. And I was just like, and it was my second time going. So I was just like, I'm going to walk out this bitch. I don't care. I was like, nothing's going to happen. And honestly, if I drop dead in my car, it's probably meant to be. You feel me?
I agree.
Like if they found me there, like, and they're like, yo, the vaccine got him, I'd be like, damn, like.
It was that lollipop that you
Yeah,
didn't
and
get.
I was so mad just sitting there because it's like these little chairs, bro. There's no like armrest, no nothing. You're just sitting there like
He's
an
just
idiot,
there,
bro.
I'm
like,
telling you, I had a nice place in CVS.
Wow.
Well, he went to Modell's. What did he
Yeah, I
expect?
know, the old
Bro, it was
Modell's,
kinda
the warehouse.
Nice, bro. It was kind of nice. It had all these nice, I guess, friendly cops. Actually, one cop said bye to me on the way.
Oh,
out.
only one?
Only one.
Oh, okay.
There was like 8, but I mean, like only one said bye.
One
She was
out
like,
of
"Have a
8.
good day," and I was like, Damn.
She.
I was like, yeah.
See?
Yeah, she was really nice. She was actually really nice. How about you? What's the deal with COVID with you? What about this vaccine? Because we talked about it before.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts about getting it?
So, I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. But this one, of course, like everyone has their suspicions. I always told myself I'm not going to get it unless I'm mandated to. And lucky for me, my school mandated it.
Which I told her.
Yeah.
She didn't believe
and,
me.
you know, most schools are like going to start doing that anyways. Like Rutgers was the first one to do it. And my school even told us, oh, we're following in Rutgers' footsteps. So I was like, great, they're mandating the vaccine. So whatever. Got the email recently. So I'm pretty sure I have to go in the next couple of weeks to go get my first dose. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't trust it fully, but
I can't blame you. My girl best friend, I don't want to say she's an anti-vaxxer. I feel like she just graduated, so if her school her school can't mandate it, she mandates herself. So, but she was talking about, because it's hard from a guy's perspective. I joke around about it a lot. Actually, I joke around about it because I'm just like, damn, like I will never have to use protection because I'm sterile. I'm basically sterile now. That's it. It's over. It's over for me. You know what I mean? I've been joking around about that all the time. But it's different for girls because she was telling me some stuff that I actually didn't know. Because she was saying that some older women got it and, they had already went through menopause. And then all of a sudden they started having their periods again after they got the vaccine. And there's so many tiny stories like that go around. And it's like, I say tiny just because in the grand scheme of things, you know what I mean? If 1 million people or like 30 million people are getting the vaccine and this happens to 5 girls, you know what I mean? It's like, what are the odds it's going to happen to you? You know what I mean? 1 in a million, right? Or like 5 in a million, right? But then it's like, damn, if you end up being that girl, you know what I mean? Or like, God forbid you get the vaccine and you go sterile. And I was actually talking about my sister. She works for the health department for Passaic County. And she does like a whole bunch of like drug prevention stuff too. And she's pregnant right now. And she doesn't want to get the vaccine while she's pregnant because she was just like, I don't know how it's going to affect the baby. She's like, I'm going to get it immediately after I have the baby, but she doesn't want to get it while she has the baby. And like, that's with her being like, she told me, she's like, you better get that vaccine too. She's like, you better get it. Because honestly, now that I got it, it's open season to me. You know what I mean? It's like mask off, you know what I mean? Shouts out amigos, you know what I mean? Like, or was that, is that Future? Future's mask
Future.
off.
Mask off,
It's
yeah.
Future.
My bad.
It's okay.
But,
Embarrass yourself.
Right. It's fine.
I'm embarrassed, bro. Cancel me, bro.
You get a pat. Not cancel.
So, do you like? Are you gonna fight it? I mean, you can't really fight it. Like,
I don't even know. I'm so confused with how I really feel about it. I'm not happy that they're mandating it, but at the same time, I'm still gonna go and get it. I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I truly don't. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Oh, we know you would talk about them all the time at work. Don't believe in conspiracies. Not an anti-vaxxer, but I still have my doubts about it. So it's like, why? Like what? Like, what am I scared of?
I was that way too, though, before I got it. I feel like it wasn't. My whole family is, what was it? What is it called? Oh, high risk for like my whole family. My mom, my dad, me, my grandma.
y'all have lung problems or anything? Or
I have asthma.
oh snap!
So yeah, but we're all high risk. So when it first came out, even like my parents, they were obviously suspicious about it too. But then as time went on, I feel, especially me being a nurse, I'm starting my clinicals in August and stuff like that. That was also a very big thing for me. But at first I was suspicious. I got it, whatever. But like she was saying that her school mandated it first, or that's why she's getting it, not because she wants to. But I know Rutgers mandated it first. I feel like everywhere is going to be mandating it eventually.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. Once I got it, I was like, either way, I'm going to have to get it soon. And like I was telling you guys before, my school actually just sent out an email today that it is mandated to get it in order to come back for fall, which now I'm actually glad that I did get it, because they're giving everybody else not even 2 months to get it. And obviously you have to have like at least 3 to 4 weeks in between your shots if you get Moderna or Pfizer. So I feel like now I'm glad that I got it, because I know it's going to be really hard because everyone's going to be getting it right before they go back for their fall semester.
Yeah, I mean, let me give y'all a different perspective on how I see stuff. Because
Okay.
let me tell you, do you think the universities are mandating it because they care about y'all, or you think they're mandating it for another reason? Because to me, well, first answer that question. Do you think they're doing it because they think like it's actually important? Because I feel like part of me thinks yes. I don't know. What do you think?
Not at all.
No, how about you?
I don't think they
Annalise?
care about us.
They definitely don't care about us like that, but
Maybe like an ounce
A
of
little
care,
bit.
maybe.
Because I think about it like this. And if I'm wrong, yo, cancel me, bro. But the vaccine doesn't necessarily make you less transmittable.
that's
in
what I
the
was just
sense,
going to
like,
talk about. Yeah.
You'll be less transmittable because the vaccine makes you not get as sick. You know what I mean? Or makes the probability of you getting crazy sick not as much, like by like 98% for some of them, right? So if you're not sick and you're not sneezing and everything, less transmittable, right? But you could still like carry it, not be affected by it, and still give it to other people. If you have people in the university who are unvaccinated, right, and then they get sick on their own terms, but then they get really sick, because did y'all ever have COVID?
I did.
She did, yeah.
Yeah, how was it for you?
Really not bad at all. I barely even felt it. Like a dry cough here and there. Like I felt sluggish, but I didn't feel like it wasn't too extreme.
Everyone is just so different. I know my uncle actually almost passed away from it, so that really like hit us hard because I think it was the beginning of the pandemic. But I know a lot of people, including Tuana, that got it, that they didn't feel anything. They felt
Yeah.
like normal sickness, but there's no in between either. I know people that really got hit hard with it and like still have long-term symptoms after. And then there's
Yeah.
people that didn't really like get it that bad.
I got it pretty bad.
Really?
I got it pretty bad. I feel like in total it probably lasted month, but it wasn't really. It was probably like 3 weeks. A week before I got my positive result back, I was kind of having like congestion. Then the second week, I had lost my taste.
Oh yeah, I did too. Taste and
I still
smell.
had like my scent a little bit, but lost my taste. And at one point, it was so bad and hard to breathe, and I was so sore all over my body that I was like, "Yo, if this is if this is the same symptoms one more day, I'm going to hospital." Because like I don't know if I'll make it, to be honest. Like I like being a drama queen a little bit, but like I was like, this is bad. And then kind of at the same day where the symptoms kind of got better, I also got antibiotics because that was the only thing they could give me, and then it kind of got better after that. But honestly, I wasn't sure if the virus is on its way out already. The antibiotics definitely probably helped a little bit, you know. But yeah, that sucked. It sucked, bro. It sucked. And I was like, the first thing that I thought, like after I was like fully like cured or whatever, it like passed, I was like, yo, I see why people die from this.
Yeah.
Because honestly, most people in the United States are overweight. You know, they're obese. They have lung problems.
The underlying issues that I was talking about. Yeah. I
And
feel like
I-
that's the scariest part.
I hate how nobody's talking about how important it is to be healthier. Like I get
Especially in this
whole-
country.
Like get the vaccine, yes, you know what I mean. But if you're not getting the vaccine, or you're an anti-vaxxer, and you're like 300 pounds, and your cardio is terrible, you have high blood pressure, you know what I mean, you have like filled arteries, bro, you're probably gonna die. Like, not, like just from you being you. Like, and then, like I feel like that's so important because even more recently, like this past 2 months, I've been on a crazy gym band and just like eating better and like really just trying to get like my life together because I've been up and down on weight like my whole life. But like after like the COVID thing happened, like I was like, yo, nah, like this is for real now. And now I got this Apple Watch, and I take, you probably know this stuff. Like,
It's so cool.
Annalisse has one.
Oh my
I got
gosh,
that
I'm obsessed
the
with it.
EKG, whatever, right?
Amazing.
And I don't know if you know what that is, but that's sinus. Oh, I don't know. You know, the sinus rhythm, right? That's what it is.
Your
right?
heart rhythm, yeah.
It's like when you breathe in and out and slows down and speeds up bites on your breath. I don't know.
It's
A nurse told me
interesting.
that. I have a lot of nurse friends, so
As you should. We're amazing.
we still got to talk about that after the podcast. Oh snap, bro! Yo, we gonna talk so. That's crazy. All right, so yeah, that's kind of my view. I think because if a college kid dies on campus, then what? College's fault or students' fault?
I don't know. I guess they're going to point, oh, were you vaccinated? Well, they're mandating it to be vaccinated. So I think if you're not vaccinated, you can't go back on campus.
Yeah, and I think that's a part of the reason why they would have it mandated, because I wouldn't want to deal with that lawsuit, you know?
Yeah.
Like imagine, and it's just like,
every little thing nowadays is a lawsuit too. So
yeah.
Right.
So if you die on campus and then all of a sudden like they're like, hey, how is like the medical team on campus? Now you have to make your medical thing way better. And I've never gone to any campus that has like a lit infirmary or whatever the hell you call it, like
Right,
a lit
yeah.
like medical ward or whatever. It's almost, it's a little bit of an upgrade from the middle school nurses who give you like a mint for your tummy ache. You know what I mean?
those
And
crackers
the
with
ice
some
pack
water.
for everything.
Just go lay down for 10 minutes with the ice pack. You'll be fine. Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
That's exactly how it is in college. It's just like a little bit better. Except they'll be like, oh, okay, we'll send you to the doctor. And the doctor's like, oh, okay, you should go to a doctor. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my
oh,
God.
all right, my bad.
It's like no
I
one
thought
knows
this
how to
was
do
it.
anything.
Yeah, and then it sucks to the people who don't have health insurance. Like, this is what they know health insurance to be, you know, at the college. So, damn. All right, so I think we could leave the COVID conversation. Y'all have any final thoughts on that?
No, not really.
No?
No.
Good luck, Tune.
Yeah, good luck to
Thanks.
you. Let me know
No
how the second
problem.
shot is. Let me know how that is.
It's honestly not like people do, like he was saying that people do gossip, but I know for mine, my first one, my arm was just sore, but then I learned from the second one, just move your arm after like that one. It
Did you
won't
get
be
any
sore.
symptoms like on the second
The
one?
second one, I got,
Like headache, sickness, anything?
yeah, the first one, well, I'm always tired. So I think my first one, I was just tired normally. But the second one, I got my shot, I think it was like 11:45 in the morning. I feel like maybe by 8-9 p.m. I started feeling really tired, and I had like a few body aches. I was getting a little cold. I get migraines, but I did get a really bad headache. And then so I went to sleep at like 10, which is early for me. So I went to sleep really early. I woke up at like 2 in the morning and I had a fever and my head was like killing me. I went back to sleep like 15 minutes later. I woke up with a headache, but it just felt like a normal headache. And then I was fine after that. It was literally only like 12-hour symptoms, but I mean, I personally didn't get it. I mean, it did kick my ass for like 12 hours, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, for me, well, I honestly don't know if it was like the vaccine or my decisions that night, because I went to a bar. Like
I think it was the decisions. You see,
Yeah,
you mix.
yeah, and it was like,
Wait, you went to a bar the day you got vaccinated? I don't think that's. Do you think
I think that's
healthy?
yeah,
had
that's
to-
also
had
a
to- Had to
mix.
celebrate it, bro. Had to celebrate it.
Well, maybe that was the root of your problem.
Probably.
Yeah.
But honestly, it either did one of two things. It either made my symptoms way lesser than they would have been, because literally that like I got it the morning of, right? I got it like 9 in the morning. Right. That day we went to a bar, a local bar, and then one drink turned into 2, turned into 3, and then I don't know how 3 turns into 6, but
How 6 turned into 15,
yeah.
but it did.
It happens,
It did.
you know, and then, you know, like friend drove me home. I got in bed, you know, and I was just a little bit tipsy. And the thing is, like, I'm big on, like, you know, I told you I'm at the gym now and stuff. So if I get drunk or something, you know, when I come home, a lot of people like to eat. I was like, no eating, you know, and I didn't drink too much. I had like 5 or 6 White Claws or something like that. I don't know. That sounds like a lot, but I don't know. But anyway, I was a little tipsy when I got home, right? It was an empty stomach, and I was like, damn. And I was like, and I was looking just for like a slice of bread or whatever. I think I had,
Just a slight. That's gonna fill you up
like,
after
low-cal,
6
you know what I
White
mean?
Claws.
You gotta have this something, you know, in the stomach. You can't just let your body like take care of it, you know, kind of just like straight shooting it. So, and then I got on my bed and I was like about to go to sleep, and I got the worst headache. And I was just like,
Yeah.
damn. I was like, this sucks. And I was like, this really sucks. And I was just like, no, I guess I'll sleep. And I just fell asleep, woke up the next day, and I was like,
And you were fine?
Exactly.
yeah, and I was like, that's the COVID shot? I really think it's mind over matter. Because
It is. It really is.
I've heard so many people just be like,
Live
oh my
by
God,
that.
I got sick. I couldn't walk. My left toe fell off. Like, I don't know.
Damn.
Like, all this stuff. And I'm just like, relax, bro. It's not even that big of a deal.
You know what's crazy? Me and my dad yesterday were actually talking about like like how your mind like just tricks you.
Yeah.
Like
No, it really
psychology
does.
Hell
plays
yeah.
such a big role in this stuff.
Your dad's a smart man.
He's a very wise man. Love him. Shout out to my dad. Love you.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be too scared. First one's gonna be. And
No, it's not, yeah.
It's funny. I've heard people like complain about the first one. And I was
Don't
like,
know.
BS. They're like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I felt so sick after the first one. I was like, there's no symptoms after the first one, dumbass. All right, there's no symptoms after the first one. You got symptoms after the first one? And he's like, yeah. I was like, what you get?
Johnson &
I
Johnson.
was like,
There you go.
I know.
That's the
Nah,
catch.
it's over. It's over now. You actually are the cause of the virus now.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, shit. Well, good luck to you, Tuana.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, I want to move the conversation a little bit.
Okay.
Y'all have been best friends for a while, right?
We
Yes.
have.
It's funny. I saw the cutest TikTok the other day. It was two girls, and they were like, "We were best friends since first grade," and I think they're gonna be roommates at like UCLA or like UGA. I don't know, one university, right? They're doing the little TikTok dances together. How long have y'all been friends?
I think
Annalisse?
going on like, oh yeah, of course she doesn't know.
No, I
Yeah.
know. I just want you to answer it.
It's going on like 8 years. It's been like
Yeah.
7 years now.
No, more than 7 years.
Sorry.
Actually.
Sorry.
Well, we always like knew each other in middle school,
Yeah.
like 5th, 6th grade, but we like officially became friends in 7th grade, and since then
And we got closer in 7th
inseparable.
grade, yeah.
What made y'all start talking?
What? Oh, we actually live on the same street,
Oh yeah,
Right.
so
Couldn't get any better than that.
You know, like we're 2 houses away from each other. It's like so convenient. That might have been it. We were always like, she was always at my house. I would go to her house. I think that's really how we started like talking more.
And like she said, we always like knew of each other, but we were never obviously as close as we are now. But we did have a class, and it was in 7th grade, and I think we were filling out a form or something. And then I saw that like she lived on Whitaker. I was like, is this my form? And but yeah, we literally live on the same street. And I was like, no way. And then we started like cheer practice started in like summer after like 7th grade, and
yeah,
we obviously
cheer.
cheered together, so we talked even more. And then we hung. Ever since then, I feel like we got so much closer.
It's crazy. And all throughout high school,
Of
throughout
course.
all
Most
the drama
inseparable.
stuff, right?
Most inseparable in high
Damn,
school.
that's
Yes,
what
we
you
won.
want?
We
Y'all
won.
that
We
thing?
won. We won.
Damn.
That was our goal since freshman year of high school.
It was in
and we
8th
won
grade
it.
too that we said we were gonna win it in high school, and we did.
That's lit.
Senior year.
I think I got like musician or whatever, but like
We still won.
I
Yeah.
got something. I got
Best
a little
musician.
something. Yeah, best musician.
You won what you wanted to win. So did we.
Damn, that's lit. So, have y'all ever gotten to like a bad fight or anything? Have you ever gotten to a point where it was like, yo, this might not be it?
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
We know
Oh,
we've never
no.
got into like a bad fight. I think it was senior year. I'm a Scorpio, okay? I'm a
Yo,
Scorpio.
Y'all with your astrology.
I'm
What-
a
what are you?
Virgo, okay? I'm a Virgo. But mind you, Scorpios and Virgos are actually compatible.
Very
which
compatible.
is why we work so
I'm a-
well
I'm a-
together.
Why we're
Leo.
here today.
I'm playing.
No, he's a Capricorn. Duh, he's a
Yo, why
Capricorn.
do y'all get so tight
Did you
over
see?
Leos, bro?
No.
Yeah, bro. I saw your heart drop, bro. I thought you were about to freaking
I was about to
kill
walk
me.
out. I was just gonna
Yeah,
drop
I
my
can
mic
tell.
here.
Yeah, I don't know why every girl, but like those
No.
same girls are just like dating Leos too. So I don't even know.
No,
what
no,
to
no,
do.
no.
I don't even know what to do.
No.
All right, so, all right, you said you were
Oh, it was senior year. Like I'm a Scorpio.
okay, Scorpio.
I'm very
Scorpio.
sarcastic. Yeah, like apparently I have an attitude, but I never mean it. I'm nice at heart.
Okay.
So it was in the morning. Cut me some slack. I took a 0 period class my senior year. It was anatomy. So I'm up really early. It's 8:30 in the morning. She just woke up an hour ago while I'm still in class. She comes out of homeroom, and our homeroom was actually like across the hall. And no, it wasn't homeroom. It was
No, there
my
was
video.
2 instances like that. It was
Yeah.
the homeroom one, and then the 8th period one.
Okay, yeah. So I don't really remember the homeroom one, but I'm talking about the video conferencing one. I was leaving my class, and we had a class right before 8th period. It was 7th period. She had a class right across from me, and I had a video conferencing class. And sometimes if we weren't really like, if we got our work done, if we did everything we had to do, like we would just chill. It was senior year, and I took a little nap. I was a little tired, and the bell rang, and as if she had to go to like meet the president or something, always on time. My class was 2 doors down, so I didn't really care. It was 8th period. And the girl that sat next to me walked out, and she was like, and Tuana was like, oh, where's Annalisse? She's like, oh, she's coming out. And she said something. I don't remember what she said. I don't remember. It was not that big of a deal, but I said something, and I was like, oh, like I'll be right out. Like I just woke up. And she literally, I think she was gonna
stormed away.
ran away. And she always waited for me after class. So she storms away, and I walk out, and she's not there. And I'm like, oh, okay. And we didn't talk. I think it was for like 3 days or not even.
All right, but
not
listen,
even.
listen.
But we never get into things like that. That's
Exactly.
why.
Like, I'm a very sensitive person to begin with, and especially when Annalisse is mad at me, like, I break down. Like, I'll actually cry about that. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna talk to her. She was so rude to me. Like,
I just woke up from my nap. I was like, give me a second. Like, I'll be right out. And that was the last straw. That was it.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, like, I love her to
was
death.
so
So, like,
stupid.
Things
Yeah.
like that happen.
But yeah.
we
Things like
only
that
have
definitely
like
happen.
small disputes.
It was the
like,
small, like maybe 2 or not even like 3 times. But yeah, it's the smallest things.
I'm actually very proud of us because like this generation, people are switching back and forth through friend groups,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
me and Annalisse have been like
Yeah.
solid from the start.
Have
so.
y'all
Since
had
7th
like
grade.
thirds, fourths to like, you know, you guys friendship?
Yeah.
Like, have you had somebody who's come like in and out? You know what I mean? Or had somebody who
Oh,
used
yeah.
to be a part but is no longer a part?
Yeah. And we see that it's still like me and
It
Swan
would
at
just
the end of the
always
day.
end up with us too.
Yeah.
So can y'all talk? Like, can y'all give? Y'all don't have to name drop nothing, but like, was there ever a person who was like almost like got in between you two, or like?
Actually, when me and Annalisse first became friends in middle school,
Instead, yeah, 7th grade.
so she also had a she was well we were we friends? No, we weren't really like friends.
We knew of each other,
friends.
yeah, but we were obviously not as close as we are now.
Whatever. She had a friend, and I started talking to Annalisse, and this friend got so jealous. Like, she legitimately bullied me in 8th grade. Like, it was such a bad time for me.
And that's when me and Swan were getting closer. So I was in the middle, and I was like,
Yeah, she was stuck in the middle. Poor girl. Bless your
right.
heart.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But yeah, like, that's really the only time someone ever tried to get in between us. People actually know that like nothing is gonna really get in between us, so they don't even try to do it. I feel like at this point.
Well, yeah, we're at a good precipice of our life. I don't know if I use that word right, but we're at a good point of our life where like we're kind of shifting into more of adults. I mean, like y'all.
I agree.
I just finished college. I know y'all have maybe 2 years left, or like
Scary,
a year
yeah.
left. After college, it's really just like now it's like real life. You feel me? And it's like the people who you actually surround yourself now as an adult, and especially like during college, you get to learn a little bit more because you still have people in your classes who you don't see or who you're not going to see as much after they leave. Like I know, like in my fraternity, there's a whole bunch of brothers that I have that I'm probably not going to see for a while. You know, some people move back to South Carolina, Ohio, California, all this stuff, and yeah, it's interesting because I always say a friendship is very hard to. I don't think a friendship is ever just given. I ran into like some issues with friends and stuff, and I think that if it's a good relationship, you know, certain relationships, it's like y'all could just read each other's minds. You know what I mean? Like if y'all fight about something, certain things you don't even have to talk about anymore. You could just be like, we're mad, we did whatever, and y'all just come together the next day and it's like nothing happened, right? But it's not like the level of respect that y'all probably have for each other is just always there. You know what I mean? And y'all know boundaries.
Which a lot of friendships don't know nowadays. So I feel like that's what, like when she was talking about how that, I mean, I am grateful for the friendship because you see everybody else like in this generation. It's super hard.
Yeah, and I think it's important because if y'all are like-minded, you know, in the way
very
it's hard to find people who are like
it is, and we
like
we say that all the time because when we meet other people, and people come and go, and we're like, we always thought that it's normal to have a friendship like this. It's normal for us to think like, and then we see, and it's like, no, it's not. Yeah.
How do y'all feel about friend groups?
I mean, we have like our friend groups and stuff like that, but I feel like she said it's always like at the end of the day, even if like friends do come and go, we always do know that we have each other.
We have like 2 friend groups. Like one's a trio, the other one is like
4 of us. Yeah.
Yeah, like we love them all to death, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like she'll always be my first option, you know. Like I'll always be like, "Hey, you want to hang out?"
Right.
See, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's weird. When I was leaving high school, a lot of the people I hung out with, it was all friend groups. And
high school was very cliquey, though.
Very cliquey.
It was.
And then when I saw that those same people were trying to bring that energy into college, I was like, y'all are bugging. Y'all are bugging. And it wasn't until like I went through some shit in college where like I started seeing like a lot of people starting to be like fake. Or
you see their true colors.
You see true colors.
Especially when you graduate.
When that happened, I was like, damn, I was like, I don't think I believe in friend groups anymore. And to this day, I have friends who like get mad at me because I'm just like, I don't believe in friend groups. If I have a group of friends that like I'm chilling with, and then they end up meeting like more other people that like I chill with too, and we consistently chill, I kind of just consider it a miracle, you know, because at some point, it's funny. My childhood best friend, I introduced him to another group of friends that I was chilling with, you know, and then at one point it was how many of us? It was 5 of us, including me. Right, it was 5 of us. We're all chilling. We're having a good time. Drama happens within the group, whatever, you know, like we're older, so it's like if drama actually happens, it's not like, you know, like, oh, Rachel called me a bitch, you know, it's not like that. It's usually something like pretty deep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something happened within the group, and then all of a sudden it all dispersed. And I think of everything as individual relationships, you know, like I like to consider like the people who I have closest to me now, it's really weird. Besides one of them, I've only had them in my life for about like 2 years, maybe a little bit more than that. And it's really weird because my whole life before that, I based all of my friendships on like long-term
time
stuff,
yeah, but
know?
then you do realize when you grow up that it's really not well, obviously like me and Tuana have been friends for a long time, but it's the quality of the friendship. It's not really like
and if y'all are developing together, like that's beautiful. Because I think in my case, oh man, it hurts, but I guess I don't know. Damn, we're just really putting it all out there. We're putting it all out there today. We're putting it all out there today, girls. Me and my best friend, we just started developing differently in the way we were doing stuff, right? The way we thought about things, the way we approach things, and then at some point, it became. I didn't recognize the person I was looking at anymore.
Really?
Yeah. And it was just like, I don't know how to help you anymore. And it was like, you know, imagine if Tuana sees this happening to you, you know? And it's like, I don't think the friendship is over. I really don't think it is. I think that the friendship right now, it's like, it's in the air. It could be over. It could be. But that's not necessarily my decision. You know, I had to make a decision to step away for a bit because people sometimes need to grow apart, live their own lives for a bit, and then come back. I'm actually gonna shout out one of my boys. You actually probably know him. You might know him, Miguel. He's actually gonna be coming on a podcast at some point when I go down to Texas in August. Miguel and I, sheesh, he in high school, he had said some rude thing to like a girl I was dating at the time, and then like I was just like, yo, you need to like get out of my life, bro. And I was super mad. I was like, and I cut him off. And I hadn't talked to him for like a year. And then a year after that, like I had gone through like this whole thing in my life, and I saw him at the mall. Weird place. And I hadn't talked to this guy at all. First thing that comes into my mind, it was so weird. It was like out of like just my body's responses. I saw him, and this is after I called him like trash. Like I cursed him out, ignored him. He sent me like a paragraph, like a whole like message. He's like, bro, I'm sorry. Like we should like make up and stuff like that. I just ignored it. Didn't talk to him for a year. See him at the mall coming up the escalators right by H&M. I just looked at him. I didn't run to him. I'm making it sound like a movie. But I saw him and I just gave him a hug. I was like, yo, what's up? Yo, we should catch up. Stuff like that. That night I picked him up. We drove around and we caught up. We cried together. And then he was just a completely different person. And now he actually moved to Texas. So we don't see each other as much anymore. But I at some points, when he's not crazy busy, like we'll talk on FaceTime every single day. Every single day, bro. He's one of my boys. He's one of my ride or dies. Like he's so honest. He's so loyal. He gives such good advice. And it's like, honestly, if you asked me before, like, you know, he sent that whole paragraph text, if this kid was going to be one of my best friends, I'd probably say nah, you know, but like it took that separation. He needed to grow by himself, figure out life, you know, and it's weird because like what y'all have is a blessing, yo.
Yep.
What y'all have is a blessing. And like, if y'all fight bad, y'all better like, you know, y'all will figure it out. Cause I think in life, hopefully, I never wish like a fight upon anybody, but if it does happen, yo, it'll make y'all a lot stronger too. Cause like now, like me and Miguel, like we look at each other and we're just like, We'll figure this out. He was going through something recently, and you know when guys just get kind of like, I was gonna say manly. I didn't mean it like that. You know, like
Manly.
I don't know, bro. It's like the
I know what
testosterone's
you
like
mean.
through the roof. You
I
know
know
what I
what you
mean? Like,
mean,
and they're just
yeah.
like super mad and
Like aggressive?
Yeah, like super aggressive.
Men, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
When men,
Yeah, what men
basically.
do.
I'm like super chill with his girl. Like me and his girl actually like now I'm gonna make myself sound bad now. I'm gonna make myself sound bad.
You're gonna
but it's
get
not like
canceled
that.
again.
I'm gonna
Oh
get canceled
God,
again.
here we go.
No, but like me and his girl are like super good friends, and we FaceTime and we talk on the side, bro. Like I say
Okay,
on the
I
side.
know that sounds weird.
On the side.
You make it
No,
sound
I
really
don't mean it
bad.
like that. But like, you know, we talk a lot, and she, like, you know, she doesn't talk to too many other people. So like, she'll be asking me for advice. We'll talk. I'll tell her about my day and stuff. Cause my boy, he's hustling right now. So I actually talk to him maybe like once every 2 weeks now, or once a week. I talk to this girl probably like 3 times a week or something like that. You know, cause we catch up. We talk about life. You know, I know it's weird. I know.
On the side.
On the side, yo. But you know, one day I was talking to him, and he was in a mood. He was in a mood, and he was in one of those moods where it's like everything seems sketchy. So then
I have a lot of those moods.
Yeah. So like,
Me too.
You know, so it happens to all of us. You know what I mean? I get sketched out of stuff that doesn't even exist. And I was on the phone with this girl, and he came to go say something to, like she was in the car. She was on the phone with me in the car, and she had parked the car like at their apartment, but like she was just talking in the car with me. I do that all the time. Like sometimes I'll park at home and I'll just stay in the car like talking to whoever, you know. And he had come to the car to see what was up because he thought something was wrong. And then he had said hi to her, but like I knew he was previously angering about something else, and I think that's what we were conversating about. And then so I didn't really say like hi to him, but it was kind of weird to like do that, and he only was there for a second. Then he texted me mad angry. He's like, don't even think about talking to me, bro. Like all this stuff. Like he was mad. And I was like, bro, I had to check him, bro. I was like, yo, don't even put any words into my mouth. If you think I'm doing something like that disrespectful to you as my boy, like you're crazy. I literally think you're crazy. Don't put words in my mouth. And then after that, he was like, oh no, it's cool. Like, I'm sorry for doing that. Sometimes you got to put yourself in check. Sometimes you get into really bad fights, you know, but that's crazy. Y'all have really never gotten into like anything crazy besides that?
No, not like a fight. We've had disputes. A lot. We've had a lot of disputes, I feel like.
What do y'all
But
dispute about?
it was like a dispute where you'd make up in like a day.
So
Not
like,
even, yeah,
so
not
like, what
even.
would you dispute about? Like, what's an example? Even if it's stupid, bro.
They're all stupid. Let me see.
A lot of this.
I can't even really remember.
Object, condition, etc. that is assumed to illustrate a certain principle or standard. A good example of Baroque architecture.
I think it's my cue. Who's listening?
I'm sorry, bro. Yo, the government really wants me to like.
That's what
not
I'm
survive.
saying.
The
Yeah.
government's listening. I don't even like the Apple Watch and that. I actually have a thing that tells me how loud everything is because I'm a sound engineer, so I want to see
Okay,
like,
makes
if I'm in a
sense.
loud area, but I just think the government's recording me.
I agree.
So y'all were thinking about stupid stuff that y'all have argued about before.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, my memory
honestly.
is completely terrible, and I think she can agree. So
Yeah, she has
I'm trying to
short-term
think.
memory
I'm
loss,
trying to
so-
think.
Have y'all ever seen other people like best friend? Like what do you think? What makes Tuana like your best friend? Like what are the qualities in her? Let's go to that.
Ooh.
Like what makes it so like her different from other people? Because in reality, there's a million other people, right? There should be like at least 1 or 2 other Tuanas out there.
No, there isn't.
No, there isn't.
Oh, even she can tell you. But I feel like we've been friends for so long that we literally grew up, like we graduated in 8th grade with each other. We graduated senior year with each other. And we grew up with each other. I don't know how to say it. We are very, we think the same, and I see a lot of me in her. So I feel like that is also like a very big thing. We have a lot of like the same qualities. And
Like, am I caring? Do I give
Maybe,
good advice?
maybe.
Am I affectionate?
oh yeah, she's very affectionate.
I don't think you're affectionate at all. Yo. When y'all were talking about high school and like how that was like the argument, I never let Tuana live this down, bro. When I was a senior, and
Okay,
she was a freshman. Yeah, I'm gonna go into this, bro. Nah,
Let's
screw
go
you,
into it,
bro.
please,
Screw
please,
you,
please,
yo.
please.
She talked about. She was like, "Oh, I got bullied and stuff like that." You were the bully, bro. You were the bully,
No,
bro.
I
was getting bullied
wasn't.
by a freshman, yo. I was getting bullied by a freaking freshman. Yo, listen.
No,
yo.
he exaggerates the story.
I'm not exaggerating at all, bro. Because you know the attitude she gets sometimes.
Oh, I
right?
understand.
The attitude,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I do have an attitude.
Bruh.
See, we both have an attitude too.
I was just walking, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I was very animated. I don't know if that's the right word to say in high school. You know what I mean? I was
Like
very
bubbly?
like
Okay,
bubbly,
yeah.
energetic and stuff. So I saw her in the hallway and I'd be like, Tuana, what's good? Or something like that, right? And I think part
Not
of
the
it was she
hallway
was probably
stories.
like, you know, like probably embarrassed a little bit or whatever, because I would be hyping her up. But see, here's the thing. She would be with her little clique friends, right?
I
She
never
would be
had
with
No,
her little
hold
clique
on.
friends, bro. And like me, like I'm not the type to let something go. If I'm saying hi to you, you're gonna say hi back. You feel me? Like I'm not the one who's stupid here. You feel me? I'm showing you love, affection.
Yeah.
I'm acknowledging you. You know
Of
what I mean?
course.
Like I want everybody to know how chill we are. You know what I mean? And I'm like, Tuana, what's good? She's with her little clique friend. She's like,
Not even a.
anyway.
Wow.
And like,
Wow.
didn't even give me the respect to be like, you know, like.
No, but okay, in my
Wow.
defense though, you were yelling my name like in the middle of the hallway too. Like,
If Annalisse did that.
Oh, I would not live to see another day. God forbid I did that. And I did that to Tuana.
I just be like, yo, like, come on, can we do this another time? Like, why are you screaming in the middle of the hallway?
It shut me down so hard too, bro. Because it wasn't
I'm
like.
sorry.
No,
I was
she
like-
doesn't only do it to you. It's okay. My other friends in high school, I mean, we always get it. Everyone always says we have a resting bitch face, but I don't know, but people want me to do a smile, walk around with a smile on my face.
That's true.
But yeah, I
At
feel
least
like it's
you
just our
recognize it,
faces.
though. Do you?
I
It's
do.
so funny, yo. There's so many things that are connecting from the last podcast I had, because I literally was
Really?
talking about girls with RBF.
Yeah, mine's really bad.
If you have RBF, you just need to recognize it. You know
No,
what
I
mean?
do. I do 100%.
Because we were talking about, I had this coworker who she had that bad, but the thing is like,
Wait, which store?
oh no, not
Cinnabon.
Oh, okay.
I
Just
can't
Cinnabon.
say the other one's name. You know, I feel
Okay.
comfortable saying Cinna's name, but like
Okay.
the other store I can't. But I mean, like obviously they freaking know. You know, if they know
Yeah.
me or whatever.
If they know, they
But,
know.
She would come into work with an attitude every day, and not only that, she had like RBF. You know what I mean? So when she was just resting, which was like all the time, like I guess I don't know, like she would just look like she wanted to kill somebody. And it's like it's different too, because sometimes girls be having like, you know, resting bitch face, but like their energy doesn't like match it. You know what I mean? Like she'll be like, you know, like just like, you know, all looking like crazy and stuff, but then like she's like, you know, like really bubbly. Like she might be like doing something fun or something. She'll be like playing with her nails. I'm like, damn. I was like, you mad serious playing with your nails like that, you know? Like, I don't mind that, you know, but this girl would come in and she would be like tossing stuff, you know what I mean? Slamming stuff with that face on.
That's
You know what I
different.
mean?
That's
And
just
so-
angry.
That's different.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy? Oh, I'm sorry, Annalise. I'm gonna like alienate you for a second. I didn't mean to.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying like at work, or maybe you have a story about work too.
have
I
10.
think it's so important for like your work coworkers to feel like family.
Yeah.
I agree. I
was
noticed that. I did
spoiled
learn
at
that.
Cinnabon. I was spoiled at Cinnabon, like crazy. I loved everybody there, even the people I didn't like fuck with, which was not many. Like
Yeah.
I still like was mad chill with them.
I
And at this,
completely
at
agree.
like my newer job that I was at, like it was the opposite.
You're so used to it. Yeah,
It was
I know
opposite.
what you
And
mean.
literally one of their themes were like, you know, like making you feel like family. Like that was their like theme, and it was never that.
But you think it like depends on the environment. Like if people are happy,
Mm.
they're gonna tend to be a family just automatically. I feel like.
You know, I tried so hard to make it that way, and it was funny. My last 2 weeks there were actually like the only time where I actually felt like I succeeded, because like everybody was mad chill. Like I didn't help train people, but like new people came in. I was like, yo, this is what this is gonna be, because honestly, everybody else is whack. Like, you know, we'll figure this out. And that one girl, she had RBF, and like she would make, if she was in a bad mood, the whole crew had to be in a bad mood.
That's
just how it worked.
like me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
but,
said
like-
it on me.
With you though, it was different, because you come in a bad mood, and then you're like, oh, I'm in a bad mood, and we're just like,
Again.
well, I guess we're not talking to Tuana today. You know what I mean? I guess we're just letting her chill. And then literally the next day, she's like, oh my God, this is the best day of my life. So guess what happened?
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, or like she went shopping on her break or something like that. She comes back with something fresh, and she's like, oh my God, look at it. Look at it. It's like, I was like, oh, what happened? Like you were just like super mad before. And she's like, well, you know, it's just different now. And I'm like, why is it different now? And she's like, because, and I'm like,
You just have to go with it.
Yeah,
I've
just
learned
go
that.
with
I've
it.
learned that.
just go
Oh,
with
I
it.
love it.
Yeah, but I think family's super important. And man, like, do you like your job?
I do. I feel like my coworkers do make it a lot. I feel like that is a big part of why we all like it. We talk about it all the time. Like we are like a family. And I feel like we always say how it's us that makes our job fun and makes it enjoyable. I feel like if it wasn't for us, if it was anybody else, I wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah, I mean, because like you must have had like some bad days at your job.
Oh, of
like,
course, yeah.
days. And
Especially working at the mall too.
Exactly, and I know there's definitely like days I can remember with you that were like unbearable. But like I think what makes it better at the end of the day, and especially like at Cinna, we'd walk out together. Do you walk out with your?
We
crew
do,
too?
yes,
And,
we
you
do.
Walk out with your crews, and it's nice and stuff. And like at the other job, like we never left together. Sometimes we did, but rarely. I think I did that maybe like 4 times, 5 times after a year working there. And it's really like those days that are like so crappy. It just makes it more bearable, you know. It just makes it like fun, you know. And
if you don't have those people around you, it's not gonna
Wait,
work.
can I say something?
Yeah,
I'm actually really happy we're on this topic because the OGs are like leaving one by one. So it's like a bunch of new people. And
you're about to be an OG.
I'm one of the OGs left. But I was just thinking like,
see, I feel like that's gonna drive her away.
Do you know what we mean by saying like the OGs and stuff?
I know.
It's like,
I know.
Bruh,
like the OG, like 4 or 5 years ago. And
that's crazy.
it's like everyone is new, and it's like I don't feel that connection. I used to love my coworkers. I still love my coworkers, even though I don't know them. Of course, like they're my coworkers, but like
It's
that
different,
friendship was so valued to me. That friendship,
Yeah.
it was like a home away from home, basically.
Sometimes you definitely have to push for that. Like I know, like when I was managing over there, all the new people who came in, I try to make them feel like right at home as soon as they came through. You know, like I let them see my crazy side, but I let them see my serious side as well. You know, like, and I remember there was a couple of times we had butted heads and stuff, bro, because Tuana didn't know boundaries. All right, Tuana didn't know boundaries.
No boundaries.
Sometimes, bro, because like I remember like once, like, you know, because like when she was new and I was like training her and telling her how to do stuff, like she would do something wrong, right? And then she's like, yeah, but like, Luis, we're like, you know, we're friends. Like, can we just like, you know? And I'm looking at her, I'm like, I'm your manager.
Yeah.
You gotta clean it. And she's like, all right, maybe you're not understanding. Do you remember who I am? I'm like, Tuana.
Sounds accurate.
Can we just like, you know? And I'm just like,
Oh my god, he's making me seem like such a bad person.
and you got it written up before. I've never got it written
no.
up. Have you ever got it written up?
I have not. But she's told me her story.
I think I got written up like twice, actually.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I've never gotten written up, but I'm also like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a little bit of a tryhard at work. I just like working. Like I like being a good worker, and I like competitiveness.
That's how
like
I am,
being
yeah.
the best, you know.
Yeah, he was a tryhard.
Yeah, I was a very much a tryhard. I don't
He
mind
was like,
saying it,
he
yeah.
would be like the one to bring like our manager a gift, like, "Hey, I got this for you just because I love you."
Yeah,
Like,
but well, also our
Capricorns be like-
relationship was like,
yeah, you guys
like
did.
it was definitely like we're still chill. We're still to this day.
Yeah.
we actually still chill. Like I chill.
You see,
with my
yeah,
manager
I
all
still
the time.
like
great.
talk to and hang out with like some of my coworkers from my other job, and that's what did make it fun. That's actually why I ended up leaving my other job, because we did have like a crew and we all loved working with each other. Everything was fine, and then one by one, like Tuana was saying, everyone's just starting to leave, and that's when like everything just went downhill. But I still do talk to them to this day. But I feel like coworkers are very important.
And you said Journeys, right?
Yep.
It's crazy.
I work there
like,
now, yeah.
How many like people go through? Because I used to have a friend who I was in a band with, and he worked at Journeys for a while.
Oh, really?
And then one of my fraternity brothers worked at that same Journeys.
At Willowbrook?
Yeah.
No way.
But like they were older. Like his name was you definitely don't know, because it was like he's a year older than me. So, and he left like he probably left like my second year of Son of Uns. I started working at the mall 2016.
I started 2017 actually.
His name was Avery.
But she wasn't working.
I'm gonna have to remind
Yeah.
myself to.
I worked at
that,
I worked at Paxson before that. So I think I was working. Yeah, I was working at Paxson when he worked there.
And I also had this other kid named Brian. Brian.
I think I know. I know.
He was a chubbier.
He
kid,
still
so-
works at
Are you allowed to say these names on the podcast?
I'm gonna bleep it out. So it's
Oh,
like.
okay.
Does he still work at the mall? There's another one that used to work at Journeys that I know of. His name is.
Yo, let me get that hookup. Yo, I know y'all get lit hookups too. I know. I don't know if y'all still get it though. I don't know. COVID.
She's
might
about to
have
get
changed everything.
fired.
She's not gonna get fired. We'll talk after.
We will.
We'll
I'm
talk
gonna.
after.
Yeah, I don't know which hookups you know.
I need a backpack.
Oh, a backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
backpack.
I'm always
Of
looking for a
course.
nice little backpack, yo.
Come buy a backpack
You know,
from me.
I like getting brand name stuff sometimes. You know, Farmall Mills gets old sometimes. You feel me?
Modell's closed. Now he has to get his
Modell's closed.
vaccine
I got
there, so he has to go
nothing
to
now. I literally got
Journeys.
nothing. I'm like tripping through the clearance aisle everywhere, and H&M gets so repetitive. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Yeah, it does.
They got nice stuff for like they have like day fits. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I feel like I can't put that fit on again, or else I'll look like wild.
So-
like I mean, this shirt's from H&M, but like
So you're trying to like ball on a budget?
hell yeah. Have
As you
y'all
should.
ever-
As you should.
Have y'all ever used Poshmark or Depop?
No.
I have
like
not.
thrifting apps. Oh, y'all should get on it, yo.
It's like secondhand clothing,
Yeah,
basically.
it's like
I
secondhand
actually wanted to
clothing.
like sell all my clothes on Depop. I
Yeah.
wanted to do
You
it,
could- I'm not gonna say you can make bread. I don't know how much bread you make from there, but Depop is actually like
but it's still extra. Yeah, I was always thinking about that.
it's like it's kind of like more towards our generation, like higher like fashion trends and stuff, like what's popping right now. Poshmark is like Depop is Amazon,
eBay.
Poshmark is eBay.
Yep.
Oh,
You feel
okay.
me?
Okay.
So it's like eBay still got lit stuff.
It
but
does.
It's like it's eBay.
Yeah.
You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Like you could
It
like
is.
you could barter that stuff.
You
know what I
could, you
mean?
could.
So like when I'm on, bro, I'll be wild and there'll be shoes for like $100. I'll be like, I'll give you $5 right now.
Oh, like
And
yeah,
then I
you
get
got
blocked.
it.
I get blocked all the time. I don't care
Oh
because
my
some people are
God.
just like, well, my son said, and I'm just like, yo,
Oh my
I got you. You list it up for 300. I'm gonna give you instead of 5, 10.
Perfect. Amazing.
And they'll be like, oh, well, I'm moving, so I guess so. And then yeah, sometimes it happens.
Oh my
You got a
out.
low ball because honestly, I got no. I mean, I'm not broke, but I'm just saying, your boy's unemployed.
He was about to say, I got no money.
Your boy's unemployed. You know what I mean? So I mean, and this doesn't pay the bills. I mean, it's chill. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Damn, yo, shit. So when do you have any plans? So are you gonna stay at your job for like? What are your guys' plans is after your jobs?
Oh my
Because like, are y'all gonna stay there until the end of college?
I know me personally. I mean, I feel like it's different for Tuana, but like I said before, I do start my clinicals in August, and
Word, and that's gonna be rough.
yeah, my like regular classes, like regular nursing classes, are like 6-7 hours, and obviously, like I am studying hard now, but nursing classes compared to like the classes that I took freshman and sophomore year, they are much different, and I'm a sales lead at my job, so like I'm a part of the management staff, so I do have like more hours than normal, but now when I'm thinking, I've actually been thinking about it for a couple months. When I start my clinicals, I actually don't know what I'm going to be doing. Yeah.
Yeah, because listen, I know a lot of nurses, and I know I said that like a bunch of times, but I respect the hell out of y'all, yo, because y'all on a different level of
So I'm
like,
going to
just,
try
like,
to figure it out.
pain
yeah.
and depression, bro. every nurse that I
yeah.
see, like graduation parties for nurses, yo, I better be going to your graduation party.
Everybody-
I know that's
everybody's
gonna be popping.
invited.
I know
yeah.
that's gonna
I'm
be
going to be
popping.
so happy.
Every nurse's party who's bro. This girl threw a party, and it was like a huge house party, bro. And it was just all these nursing people, and like all these nursing people just got thrashed, bro. Thrashed. They got that diploma, and they were just like, I don't care about life anymore. Until like they start doing their actual nurse job.
Yeah.
So, do you know about like? Have you heard about all the crazy like nurse stories?
I have.
Are you prepared
yeah.
for that?
I'm actually very excited.
Yeah?
Yes, I'm
That's so
super
wild.
excited.
Yo,
yes.
bless you,
Thank
because
you,
I know
thank
like
you.
that shit's mentally taxing.
It really is.
And I know when COVID was coming out, it was like they were actually giving nurses their certifications early. Just
yeah,
so they could get them
that's
in the
what they were.
workforce.
Yeah, they actually like contacted.
not safe.
It's not. Yeah.
But like at the time, like we thought like the world was ending basically. You know what I mean? So
They needed
were just,
everybody.
like- and honestly, like
That's
what these
true.
nursing majors go through, like they were probably like the ones who were about to graduate. They're just like, yo, if I die before, like like nursing majors, bro, all of them are just thinking the same thing. They're like, I need to get through this graduation, bro.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've never seen like
Right.
girls brolic before, like just like talking about this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they're just angry about it, and it's just like I've had it like. I had this nurse friend, sweet girl, bro. I caught her on the wrong day, bro.
Me.
Because literally, like, I went up to her and was like, oh, hey, what's up? She's always bubbly, very nice. She's like, not today. Not today.
They're very blunt.
That
And
was
just,
me
like,
this past semester. Yes.
Fell asleep on her textbook.
So not today.
She said,
Right.
not today. And I was like,
It'd be like that.
listen. And how about you? I mean, I know you, because you said you sociology?
Sociology?
I can't say
Sociology.
Yes.
what you said. So what are you planning to do after that? Like you trying to do like or you just not have it figured out yet?
No, actually, I wanted to be in the FBI because I just have this love for like
we
crime
talked about
stuff
that.
like
Yes,
that.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Me too.
that.
Me too. Actually, if I wasn't going into nursing, I was gonna go into like forensic science.
It's so
Damn.
fun.
Very
like,
interesting.
I also like I consider myself a natural detective. If I want something, I'm gonna find it. You know. So like I just feel like that's like my. That's
me
like
and Tuana
my-
together.
Yo,
me and
listen,
Tuana.
I feel like every girl I've met is a detective, but
No,
you know,
no, no.
Tuana kinda
Me and
scares
Tuana,
me because,
no.
like,
Me and Tuana
y'all
are
like
another
dynamic
level.
duo,
We
yeah.
are. We
Yeah,
are. You could
no.
ask her. Ask her.
Yo,
I should be feared, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy, yo.
But yeah, I wanted to be just like an FBI agent because I'm like, okay, like this is like my calling. Like,
Yeah.
But I'm also so interested in crime stuff. So, but that race relations class that I mentioned earlier, the professor actually like inspired me to be like an advocate. Like, what is it called? An advocate?
Advocate, yeah.
Advocate.
Oh
yeah.
my god, I completely forgot the word.
Advocates.
I'm sorry, everyone. An advocate. So now I'm like kind of back and forth with what I actually want to be.
Word.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because like for you, the desensitizing yourself, you know, to like things that regularly happen. You know, like people coming in with like without an arm, or like, you know, half their face like mauled off from like a motorcycle accident, or even funny stuff. There's some funny stuff. Like I had
There
this one
is.
nurse friend. She said she was taking care of this old guy, and the old guy was like, he was like speaking real low. He was like, closer. And she was like, what's the matter? He's like, come closer. And she's like, what's up? She's like, tell me. And then he just grabbed her titties. He just grabbed her titties and started going like this.
I
He
hear
was just,
those
like, moving
stories
around, right?
all the
And so I
time.
was like, oh my God. And he was just an old guy, and he's like, "Ee," like, you know, whatever, bro. Like, oh my God. This is like, call security. Like, you can't even do anything, bro. He's like on his deathbed, bro.
There's
And
the
it's just, like,
craziest
wild.
stories. Literally the craziest
God.
stories.
So what's something
I
crazy
believe
that you
it.
heard?
What was it? It was something like that, actually. There's actually a lot of stories about, like, you know, the normal stories, people throwing up on you, all that stuff. But I don't know. Ever since I was younger, that's always, I mean, obviously not people throwing up on me, but just like the hospital setting and like doing all that stuff, that is very interesting to me.
So dark.
Do you mind if I get a little personal with you? And
Sure.
You don't have to answer this question if you don't want to. But do you see a therapist or anything like that?
I don't.
Do you plan on seeing a therapist or anything, like when you start doing nursing? Because like I know, like my uncle is actually a nurse, and sometimes he comes back from work and he is
There's those
distraught.
yeah.
Yo, he's distraught, and I don't even know what to tell him, because like sometimes you hear someone out and it's like, sometimes people just need someone to talk to, right? But I feel like sometimes nurses' loads are so freaking heavy. It's like they're carrying 1,000 pounds, and they literally just gave me a pound, and it's already too heavy for me. You know?
I know what you mean. Yeah, my professor was actually talking about that this past semester when we were talking about like starting clinicals and stuff like that. She's still, like, her graduates from like years ago, they still call her like late at night on the randomest days talking about, I can't handle this day, this, that, blah, 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 about all these crazy stories. But I feel like as a nurse, she says that you do have to separate like your emotions and your job, which is very hard. And I feel like it's very hard for a lot of people. But I feel like you do learn how to manage it, but it is hard. I remember this past semester we were reading like an article about like anxiety and stuff like that in the nursing field, the medical field. It is a lot, but I know at my school, the professors are very caring and personable. So I know that I can talk to them because of the stories that I've heard from like graduates and like people that are nurses now. But I've actually never really thought about that. But I believe it. I
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah, I mean, like, best of luck to you and that. And,
Thank
you know,
you.
speaking about, like, you know, the FBI, remember we had a conversation one time, and I told you, because I remember, because now I'm starting to remember you telling me what you wanted to do after college, because at one point you wanted to be like, well, maybe it was the FBI agent, because you talked about, like, being a cop, I think, too, maybe. I don't know if you're necessarily
Because
a cop.
I'm
but-
not sure if being a cop is a requirement to be in the FBI, so I still got to figure that out.
Yeah, because do you remember me mentioning to you this this YouTube channel?
Oh my
that
God,
shows, like,
yes.
all the shootings. Did you end up looking at any of that stuff? Yo,
Unfortunately, no.
let me tell you, and I think this will be like one of our last topics because we're starting to get to that point. But the shooting. Do y'all remember? It happened recently, maybe like 2 months, within the last 2 months. There was a 12-year-old kid who was running away from a cop. He had a gun on him, and then he basically, like, he went to go throw the gun, and then the cop shot him, you know, and he died. You know, 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And when it comes to all these shooting videos, it's very, number one, they're very difficult to watch. And it's also, a lot of people are not educated on how guns and like how shootings work for real, like what cops actually have to go through. And if I'm playing devil's advocate, because I'll be honest, I don't really like cops too much. You know, I mean, most of the cops I've dealt with, you know, they haven't been too good to me. But with that being said, I have been treated well by cops before. There are some cops who are really like angels out there, and I'm really thinking like, wow. But sometimes you're watching these videos and you have a guy who has a gun and he gets shot 8 times in the chest, and he's still able to look at you and pull that trigger, you know? But then you see other videos where, like, you know, a guy gets shot and he gets shot like, you know, 16, 18 times. It's like a ridiculous amount of times, right? Yeah. And you could tell that he was gone by the first or second shot. And it's hard to like, there's a huge gray area in between. And with this 12-year-old kid, it was very hard to watch because a lot of cops should be trained. A lot of cops are trained to see, like, you know, if he's reaching, you know, they usually don't shoot until like he points it, right? Although he's technically allowed to shoot when, or like, it's like, you know, it'll probably pass if he shoots him if he has his hand in his pocket. Problem is, in that specific video, kid's running away, cop catches up, says, put your hands up. He puts his hands in his pocket. Cop already has his gun out. Puts his hand in his pocket, but throws the gun. And it's a very fluid motion. He throws the gun, his back is towards the officer, throws the gun, he takes it out of his pocket, throws it, and as he's turning around, he puts his hands up. And then as he's doing that one fluid motion, the cop shoots him. But it's like, if you do it frame by frame, as he has his hands up, he shoots him right after that. And it's so difficult. It's very difficult because the way the media portrayed it, you know, it was like, you shot a kid with his hands up. You're a terrible cop. You watch the whole video through and through, it seems like it could literally go 50-50. 50-50 being like, yeah, the cop fucked up, or it could be like, that's a sticky situation, you know? Because at that point, too, you're literally dealing with my life or your life, you know? And then it's like, but now we put context to it. It's a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And like, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. But yeah, so you think, like, I mean, FBI, yo, like, have you thought about this stuff? Like, when you like thinking about that, I really implore you. It's called police activity. I just looked up. I have your Michelle Alexander thing. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna probably buy the book too, or whatever book you were telling before, because I love reading that stuff. But I implore you to look at police activity, yo, because that just don't read the comments. Comments are the most toxic place ever. Yeah, because a lot of people who do that, like, love or like, you know, look at a lot of these videos, comment sections are like, yeah, the pig deserved it, or yeah, that kid deserved to die. And I'm like, I think all life is beautiful. No matter who you are, all life is beautiful. You should really strive to try to preserve, you know, the one gift that we were given in this life. You know, it's too beautiful not to. But yeah, any last thoughts, girls? Sorry, we kind of just got into that last part, but any last thoughts on anything?
I don't think so.
No, you're good.
Said everything.
Where can the people find you? Social media, Snapchats, Instagrams?
My Instagram is Tuana _.
My Instagram is Annalisse __.
I bet y'all don't have to put your snaps out there. I know how that be.
Yeah,
but thank
I don't know
you
about the
so
Snapchat.
much for coming on to the podcast. It was great to have y'all.
Thanks
on.
for having us.
Thank you for having us.
We definitely have to.
So this is usually the part of the podcast where the music starts fading out and people don't really know what's going on. So I ask a random question.
Ears.
Sorry, bro.
Wait, so like, can they hear us right now?
Yeah, they're hearing exactly what's happening going on. Well, the music is kind of fading out, and like we're just chilling right now. Oh, okay. And then they're just hearing us talk like the bullshit.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Are you gonna date a guy who says he's into feet? I'm calling the cops.
It's not weird. It's not weird.
Thank you so much for listening, y'all.
Are we done?